So, any questions? I've heard that people here are not shy whatsoever. Yes? And you can stand up whenever you ask a question. It'll be great, please.
Hi, good night, everyone. Mr. Lok Jack. My name is Devin Basdeo. The question I have for you tonight is two, actually. One is, what is your as a chairman and former CEO, etc., what is your policy in terms of releasing somebody from work, in other words, firing somebody? And the second question is, I'm a student of corporate social responsibility, and what role, in your view, does corporate social responsibility play today in terms of poverty alleviation? Where I'm coming from is that the Millennium Development Goals are upon us right now. There's a big discussion going on about that in terms of corporate social responsibility. In the past, businesses have always been about profit driven. But how do we see the social climate, the environmental climate impacting upon business? And in the old days, business did not necessarily look at corporate social responsibility as a matter of fact, but now it is here to stay, I guess. So I just wanted you to answer those two questions for me. Thank you.
Sure. Well, I think, let me just take this off. Right. I'm up to date with the technology. Yeah. I don't think that there is a distinction between corporate social responsibility and profit. I really don't. I think business contribution to society is very important. It's not good enough to say that business, we just make products and that's it. I think there's a whole aspect of a greater responsibility to that. Yes, we do make consumer products. Yes, we do make products for whatever it is that consumers need and so on. But by and large, today, I think companies that practice some kind of social responsibility in one way or the other, actually, I think, benefits from the consumers who recognize that they do such and such a thing. So I think it's very important that corporations, I don't expect a fledgling corporation that's now coming in, but certainly corporations want to get to a certain size and certainly participate in anything. I mean, you look around at this hall today, and you look around at the school today, and you see the Neil Massey thing, the Guardian, the Yara, the Republic Bank library, and you see all of these things actually with the private sector now, and so on. Now, somewhere in the back of your minds, this is going to be indelled in your minds that these are people and these are responsible organizations and so on who have contributed and continue to contribute to the society. And I think we all do that. So I really feel that it's not just a great distinction in respect of that. So I don't see it's one or the other. I don't think corporate social responsibility takes away from profit. I think it helps, if anything, and so on. And so on. Otherwise, many of us and many of the corporations that we do run would not be getting involved in it. It's not just tokenism. We do these things and so on. And so on. I mean, most of the United States big corporations, Hershey, the foundation, and the town of Hershey where they make all their chocolates, Kellogg's, and so on, the business school, actually Colgate Business School. Many of these are business schools that have been founded and started up, I think, actually in respect to that, and that is very well understood by people. You asked another question in respect of how do we release somebody?
Yes, fire.
How do I fire somebody? How do I what? Sorry? How do I feel when I fire somebody? Oh, okay. Well, the question is, what do I fire you for? If I fire you for stealing or something, I don't feel anyhow about that. if on the other hand, if I fire you for something that that is wrong and something that I didn't expect you to do actually, where there's some kind of situation in respect of it, then I'll probably have a chat with you. I tend to want to have exit interviews. Okay, I think it's very important. It's very important not only when you fire somebody, but when somebody leaves also, that you do an exit interview. Why are you leaving? What's wrong? What happened? And if I'm firing you, why did you do what you did? What happened? What made you do what you did? And so on. And I think it's very important to understand that, actually. In a mass retrenchment, actually, if you're doing okay, fine, that the two companies take over each other today, and so on that. It is very important that whatever you have to do, you do quickly. When the biggest job losses, but at the same time, the biggest value equation coming up also is also mergers and acquisitions. When two companies in the same business merge, obviously they are not going to keep two accounting departments, do this, do that, do the other, and so on. But otherwise they wouldn't merge at all. What they do actually is that would the synergies that come out of that is the thing. Now, when two companies merge, usually there's an expectation from people that they are going to be laid off. But then you have to make that as easy as possible for the person. You have to look at the thing and do it. In many cases, you set up, you know, the human resource departments would work with the person to try and get them outplacement jobs and everything like that. Or alternatively, actually give them an income stream, actually in a severance package of some sort or the other, and so on. But that is the fact of business life. So the fact is that you bring two companies together and so on, and people go on to do other things with their lives. And a lot of people who, you know, in some cases, I know many people who have been retrenched and decided, well, okay, fine, I'm going to take my retrenchment money where I am right now, and I'm going to start something new. And they go into their own businesses, many of them, and so on that. I try to write a number of them. I know a number of examples actually abound, actually, where that had happened. So, sometimes I'm sorry, I have remorse actually, and I can't sometimes understand why the guy would have done it, or why the lady would have done it, and I'm disappointed and I'm annoyed with her because she has done it. But at the same time, too, one cannot be setting precedents, and there are certain standards that you have to keep up in the corporation. So it's a mixed bag.